What up gamers, Fencer here, and welcome back to Frontline 2 Exilium. So let's continue. In a rage, Dmitri marches up to Nikolai, tears off his dog tag, and throws it down on the desk in front of his friend. And take a look at this. A soldier's dog tag is our only proof of identity on the battlefield. But what happened? They changed everything. They designed my unit's number, even my service number. Do you think the person listed on this dog tag is still me? This is just a form of identification. You are you, Warrant Officer Dmitri. Hey, get real. Warrant Officer Dmitri would only serve the Neo-Soviet Union, but from now on, it won't be the Neo-Soviet Union anymore, but the Neo-Soviet Union district under the URNC. It's over for General Carter, it's over for the Neo-Soviet Union, and it's over for our dreams. Dmitri pants heavily as he glares at his friend, but Nikolai simply gazes earnestly back at him, his face still utterly calm. Anyway, I've had enough of talking about ideals. I just wanted to protect myself and those around me, so that we can eke out of a living in this gosh-forsaken world. You should look out for yourself. They are already going after General Carter's followers. If you stay, they'll surely give you a hard time. Things could end badly for you. Don't let a dead dream drag you into an early grave. Dmitri puts away his dog tag stiffly. There, I said my piece. I'll get going then. When Dmitri reaches the door, Nikolai, who has been silent the whole time, calls out to him. Dima. What? Thinking that his friend wants to make peace with him, Dmitri's voice softens. But as he looks back, he sees Nikolai standing ramrod straight pointing at his chest. Ask yourself in here, do you genuinely believe that? Dmitri finds himself back in the present. He looks down at the dog tag that used to belong to Nikolai, then at the soldiers sleeping deeply not far from him. Some of them are comrades in arms who serve in the Neo-Soviet Union alongside him on the battlefield, while others are rookies who enlisted with lofty ideals. Yet here they are, all huddled together in the ruins of an abandoned settlement on this night. He lets out another sigh and stows the dog tag away. At least that belief has kept me alive and kicking. Dang. See, it looks like Nikolai is just not around. Alright, mine remap. Here we go. Yeah, really cool to see, I guess more scenes that don't involve dolls. Like, yeah, it's just like normal people here. It's very interesting. Especially with, like, you know, just normal, like, I guess especially with men. In general, it just feels kind of different and refreshing. Like, I know it makes sense to seeing more of the dolls. And also the commander, too. It just feels different. Wow, there was really no, I just realized there was no cutscene or any story. Just beginning this? Is this just a filler? What the heck is this? But yeah, I think it was very cool to see, like, of Dima's past. And that whole thing going on with Nikolai. But yeah, it looks like he, I guess from that conversation, like, he just joined the URNC because he just disagreed with, like, how things were being handled by this General Carter guy. What the heck? Cutscene here. Yeah, from the Neo-Soviet Union. Targets eliminated. Moving forward. Yay, I can finally go back and lie down. What the heck, a drone? Beep beep, beep 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 beep. Well, someone spotted us. Oh, here we go, cutscene time. After fending off the elites that attacked them along the way, Klukai walks aside while the team is resting up and answers a call from Leva with obvious displeasure. You're calling 10 whole hours later than you're supposed to. Doesn't the non-military force administration administer their time? Oh my, don't be so grumpy right off the bat. I have a lot of serious business to attend to, you know. It's quite understandable that I can't always check in with you on time. Rules and regulation for Hide 404 members. Calls and meetings. Article 24. In the event of an emergency, participants must be informed of the cancellation or of a meeting or call. The reason must be stated, and the rescheduled time must be confirmed. Need I repeat that? You've got too many rules, Klukai. Who can remember them all? I mean, they're all robots, right? I'm sure they can just copy and paste things to learn about. See them in a document. If you could all hold yourself to the higher standards that befit elite T-dolls, there wouldn't need to be so many rules. We coped well enough even back then, back when our rules were essentially half a page. That was then. Now I'm the squad leader. And yet, Leader Klukai, the almighty lady, was getting the jitters because she couldn't get in touch with a humble little member like me. Who was getting the jitters? Never mind, let's get down to business. Levi chuckles at Klukai's huffiness. Having succeeded in riling her up, she decides to call it a day. I've had a look at the images you sent over. Those rocks are indeed evidence of Paradis' activity, a fact that's corroborated by Lena's intel. The decrease in the settlement were also dressed in attire that matched the uniforms of Paradis members. So congrats, finally some concrete progress. It's not really anything worth celebrating. You were bothered by the lack of progress before, and you're upset now that it's confirmed to be Paradis. You're so hard to please, almighty leader Klukai. I just want to maybe listen to them. Is it called Paradis? I just want to make sure I'm saying that right. Let me just try to hear. I don't think she said it there. Wait, what? Did they just not say it like right away, like the Paradis name? I guess so. I mean, I know there's another one, but it just seems kind of long to listen to. Let me just listen to it, maybe. Actually, I couldn't hear it there. Maybe they say Paradis differently in Japanese. Maybe that's what's up. If you know I'm the leader, then drop the dizzy act and start taking it seriously. Oh, here we go. She said it. Paradis. Is it Paradis? Paradis? I've been saying Diaz. Paradis. Okay. Now Paradis. Paradis. What has Paradis been up to in the past few years? Has the Nightos? Did she say that too? Did you say NATO? Have the NATO started studying architecture? We're still investigating the specific details, but one thing's for certain, Paradis has stepped up the brainwashing of their human members, who now refer to themselves as Unitas. Those scattered rocks probably looked like this before they were destroyed. Diva sent an image to Klukai. That's a tower. It's some sort of totem. Paradis strengthens the United States' faith and loyalty by using these, so that they'll be more obliged to serve their experiments. Well, it worked, apparently. What's the point? If they want to force people to comply, the NATO's force is more than enough. You don't understand humans at all, Klukai. We operate according to logic, but humans' actions are often compelled by emotions and beliefs. Rather than subjecting them to experiments by force and having to look out for insurrection that could manifest at any time, it's much more effective to have a spiritual hold on them, which eliminates the problem completely. To make an analogy, it will be akin to overriding their protocols, like transferring their command authorizations from normal society to Paradis. Stop trying to make yourself out to be some kind of anthropologist. am just a little more knowledgeable than you are, than you on this subject. So in other words, Paratus is even trickier to deal with than before. That's right. They're basically well on their way to becoming an extremist group. The NATOs are only getting more powerful, and now they've recruited a bunch of deranged United States. Lena is busy investigating other things for Kalina, so I can't expect any help from her. In fact, they need my help, so I've got my hands absolutely full at the moment. Thank goodness you're here to give a hand, Klukai. If they're so dangerous, when will the reinforcements you promised arrive? Very soon. I think you'll be well pleased. What? Nani? With an ear-splitting burst of static, the comm lines breaks down. Talk about bad timing. Klukai recalls what Liva just said. Well pleased. What kind of reinforcement would make her well pleased? Oh, it's gonna be us. It's gonna be us. the commander. 404 have always preferred to work on their own. The way Kukai sees it, seeking external help is a show of weakness, so she will never consider it an option unless absolutely necessary. 404 are extremely unlikely to accept aid from an outsider to begin with, and the chances of Kukai appreciating the aid are even more minuscule, unless a figure appears in Klukai's neural cloud, but she soon dismisses the idea. No, it couldn't be him, or he would have responded with feigned nonchalance. But even as Klukai refuses to entertain the possibility, she deliberately reduces her processing speed so that the figure can linger just a little longer in her neural cloud. In any case, she better ask for more clarification from Liva so that she won't be distracted from her mission because of any unnecessary expectations. Just as Klukai is about to send another comms request, Andorus walks over to her. Leader Klukai, my data link with the server just got severed. I check the signal strength. It's not at 0, but it's very weak, so long-range comms and neural cloud backups will be affected. It's probably a temporary phenomenon caused by the collapse storm. Andorus looks over at the survey core nearby. Dimitri is talking to a subordinate. Should we talk to him about this? We are currently using their military line. Even if the military line is affected here, then we must stay close to the survey core. Right. Tell Michdi and Belka not to take unauthorized action. I'll discuss this with them. Okay. Kukai approaches the survey core and notices that the few soldiers that Dimitri was talking to have split into 2 groups and started loading their equipment onto their assigned vehicles. Meanwhile, Dimitri is giving more orders to another subordinate. With fewer people on a team, the mission will become more dangerous. Get everyone to stay on their toes. Crank the signal booster all the way up and tell everyone, including the dolls from 404, to maintain within comms range until the temporary base stations are set up. Roger that, sir. Good. Now get to work. After learning it's gone, Klukai walks over to Dimitri. Is the signal booster no good anymore? If it was, you think I'd split the team up at such a crucial stage of the mission? The signal is already garbage in this freaking place to start with, and the storm will rage on for a good while. There's no way of getting any word out at the moment. If we don't set up those temporary base stations, even we will be declared MIA. Sending your men out in pairs isn't safe. Under these circumstances, it's better to act in groups of 4. What the heck? I'm guessing something in Russian? Probably a super curse word? But I've only got this handful of men. What will you have me do? I've sent them out with all the good quality gear. And one of my men is as good as 3. That is kind of interesting. I've never seen I guess when it comes to like translations, I've never really seen them like, I guess, add a different language when like the main one is like, you know, English or maybe another one. Like I'm guessing if it was like Japanese, it would also show like, I'm guessing that's Russian. We're already very close to the red zone. The environmental conditions are way more predictable than you've experienced before. You really should be more careful. Oh, for Christ's sake, what does a tin can like you know? Getting scared before you can even reach the battlefield. You'll get shot into Swiss cheese even with that fancy weapon of yours. If you got time to yap, just spend it on killing elids. Jeez, why is a stupid machine being so long-winded? Once the preparations are complete, the soldiers are tasked with constructing the temporary base stations split off the main force and set out to carry out their mission. Meanwhile, a small surveillance drone is hidden behind a piece of cover not far away. Its indicator light blinks as it records everything that's transpiring. The clear visual feed is displaying on Blue Spear's monitor. Keep up with the splinter groups. Here we go. Are you about to fight her? Alright. Continue. Just keep on going and rolling. Alright, what's next? For this, mission. Oh my gosh. Is the... I'm guessing, they're still playing, or they're still, like, singing in the... like, during the travels here. Even their GPS is severely hindered by the terrible signal reception. The Survey Corps and Hyde 404 are still painstakingly conducting the environmental survey. Sir, two of the groups have sent their signals. It appears that they have finished setting up their temporary base stations. The signal reception of our comms line has also returned to medium strength, and external communications have been restored. Some of the groups still haven't found suitable locations to set up their base stations, but they have re-established communications with the main force. Not bad. Notify the brothers at the base stations and tell them to stay put for now. The temporary base stations are poor substitutes for standard ones. They must take extra care not to let things like elids damage them. And if they encounter boojums or anything that they can't manage, tell them to prioritize their own safety and contact the main force at once. Yes, sir. On the cold digital monitor, two specks of light flicker steadily like stars in the night sky. They may be faint, but their presence is unmistakable. Dimitri wishes sincerely that the stars obscured by the gloom will get to light up the night sky again one day. It's time to contact the warrant officer again. This crappy place. Boom. The jeep is hit by a strong impact. Even the communicator is knocked out of Dimitri's hand, falling underneath the seat. Through the window, he sees that the vehicle that collided with his is also part of a pile-up collision. The actual vehicle that came under attack has skidded to a halt with blown-out tires and heavy smoke. Pistis, what just happened? A group of vehicles have appeared in the distance, followed by a vicious fire assault. The dolls of Hyde 404 have already leapt into action, diving behind cover and exchanging fire with their attackers. They must have snuck up on us while our radar was still down. We don't know which armed force it is. Get everyone to find cover and wait for the enemy to run out of ammo. Wait for my order and prepare to counterattack. Alright, here we go. I'm guessing Blue Spear is now attempting to attack us. Oh, is it the robots? They destroyed our robot. Ha! Ambush! Quick, hide. Yeah, that's our robot, right? Like the one over here, but then we got the enemy robots. I'm guessing those are the ones that attacked us. Well, yeah, I guess the robots from the beginning of this whole Exilium story. They were from Blue Spear. Yeah, interesting. You know, it'd be cool if we can have like a robot, like, you know, more than a turret. We can just have a robot, like, to have a support. Oh wait, let me drag that there, and combat start. But I know with Papasha, she can do that, which I still want to build up. Yeah, with Papasha, I think her weapon is, like, I had to look it up with her weapon. I think her weapon is like exclusively within like a clan, like that whole clan feature, like a reward for it. I mean, I'll probably make like a solo clan. I don't know It might take me forever. I'm sure I can maybe get the gun faster if I join up with people. But if it's doable solo, then I don't mind. Or maybe I can just find another gun to give her. The thing is, her gun kind of looks like a PPSH. I would love to like maybe get another copy of like Suomi's weapon. Or I guess I can also just apply a skin as well. I can also do that. Sometimes I forget we can do that. Like, you know, give a skin. Yeah, I should probably do that. Having repelled the assault for the time being, Dimitri directs his subordinates and adults of 404 to clean up the battlefield. After some thought, he walks over to Klukai. Hey, what's your name again, Klukai? What kind of a heck of a name is Klukai? Klukai and Iris focus on inspecting the wreckage of an enemy mechanical unit. Do not bother to look up. What is it? Didn't you mention you got attacked by an unknown armed force earlier? Were they the ones? Hold on. Huh? Iris, do we have the results of the analysis? Not yet. I still have to double check some of the connection methods and part specifications. I just asked Michti and Belka to inspect the other wreckages so that I can incorporate the data they collect into the analysis. Right, make it quick. Leaving Enderis to work in peace, Klukai rises to her full height. A preliminary inspection has not revealed any clear forms of identification on these mechanical units, which appear to have been modified from general PMC machinery. So we're trying to compare the methods and parts used in the modifications with the units we encountered before. If there are multiple matches, we can be reasonably sure that they're from the same faction. There were humans in the force that attacked us. Unfortunately, they either got killed or fled. Have you also encountered human armed forces before? I don't think so. I think it was all robots, right? Yeah, no. It was only modded automatons that attacked us. These newer automatons had better firepower, and the humans were armed with very high quality weapons. Klukai peers down at the dent left by the bullets that hit her on the arm. Oh wow, you can see like a dent? I mean, yeah, I know it makes sense because they're machines. It's just, I guess it's kind of interesting to see like a dent when they look really human. Like, yeah, I'm just wondering, like, what do they look like in real life? Like, do they just look like humans, but like when they get hit by a bullet, like you can see like a dent? Because, you know, I don't think humans can dent, right? They can't really do that. At least, you know, I've never seen that before. In my experience, neither the Varigers nor ordinary bounty hunters can afford this level of armament. First Sergeant Dimitri, we have searched the human remains thoroughly, but found no meaningful clues. Good job, soldier. Alright, see if you can find any usable weapons, energy sources, or protective equipment. Gather everything you can find, and take them with us. But sir, non-standard issue weapons could cause injuries or death to the user. This is against regulations. Who cares about regulations anymore? We must make use of whatever resources we can get on our hands on. Yeah, it's so interesting to see Dimitri. Like, after the whole scene with Nikolai, like, you can see, like, even with him talking to that one boss of his, like, you know, he is kind of like, he does want to stray away from, like, what the regulations, like the rules and regulations are, like the standard procedures. Like, he really cares about survival and his men. But I think that makes him like a really, like I guess a more good character than like what we first encountered, you know. But I'm still kind of like wondering about the machines though. Like, I feel like they kind of skipped over that part. Like in the past moments, like during Dimitri's past. Still, check everything carefully. Get rid of anything with electronic messaging capability. Roger that, sir. Leader Klukai, Mr. Dimitri, I have the analysis result. The fire control cores installed on mechanical units of the same type generally had the same ports. As for the parts, they're just your run-off-the-mill military stuff, so I thought to check the manufacturer batch through the net, but... But what? Our signal got disconnected. What? Dimitri rummages through his pockets for his communicator, but then he remembers it has fallen under the seat in the previous battle. Fukai confirms Andor's observation after checking the connection herself.
確かに途切れてる
We are indeed disconnected.
バカな
Impossible. The temporary base stations are up and running. The signal should be more stable. Dimitri rushes back to the jeep in disbelief. After searching for a moment, he finds his communicator and accesses the signal interface. The digital screen is now pitch black. There's no sign of blinking lights. 2 hours ago.
どう
Cocoon. Oh, Blue Spear. How's it going? Is the plan proceeding smoothly?
はい
Yes,
一部
though
変
there
化が
have
ご
been
ざいま
some
したが
unexpected changes along the way.
変化
Changes? Have they received more reinforcements?
いいえ
No,
調
but
査
once
隊
the
は信
survey
号が
corps
弱まっ
noticed
たと
the
知ると
signal
いくつか
deterioration,
のチームに
they
分
split
かれ
up
て
and started constructing
現地基地
temporary
局を
base
設置
stations.
彼らは予
They're
想以上に
even
慎
more
重な
cautious
よ
than
う
we
です
thought.
いいニュースとは
That's
言え
not good
ない
news.
分散した
Make sure you don't let
部隊を
off the splinter groups.
承知しました
No problem. However,
マグニセキュリ
even
ティ
though
に
Monkey
ついてです
Security
が
have aided in
この地に
Paradis
パラデンスと
operations
交
within
流し
this
た経
area,
験はあるの
they're not very accustomed to the
複
local
雑な気候
terrain
と
due to the
活発な雪
complex
袋の影
environmental
響で
conditions
地
and
形を
rampant
把握
elite
しきれていない
activities.
今はブージャ
But
ム
they
の
have
追
to
跡にも
allocate
人
part of their
員を
crew
割い
to
てい
take out
ま
a
す
Bujum, so we are not
調査
fully
隊の
aware of the
全ての
entire
動きを
Survey
監視
Corps
するのは
movement
困難です
at the moment.
罠をすり抜けた
I need not to remind you of the danger of fish that slips the net, do I?
調査隊が
Don't forget the trouble caused by the Survey Corps last time.
いいえ
Right.
す
I
で
have
に
already
あなた様の
notified
ご命
Monkey
令
Security to
通り
take action, as
マグ
per
ニセ
your
キュリティ
order,
エリアに信
and to
号
prevent
管
the
制を
Survey
施
Corps
しま
from
した
reporting their situation to
軍
their
用回
superiors.
線を用いて
I have applied signal
外部からの
restrictions
連
to their
絡は不
current
可能でしょ
location.
う
The military line is completely down.
まずまず
That's
どこかしら
acceptable, I suppose,
確
but
実
it's
な
not a
方法とは
guaranteed
言いませ
failsafe
んが
solution either. So long as their signal marker or temporary base stations exist, there's a risk that
可能性は残るわけ
they
でし
can
ょ
get out of this.
ブルー
Blue
スよ
Spear. Cocoon's demeanor shifts ambiguously. Every word seems to be a warning thinly veiled in humor.
まさか
I hope you have contingency plans in place.
あくまで応急手段です
That's just an emergency countermeasure. As per your
分
order,
散した
I
調
will
査
spare
隊
no
員の
efforts in
捜索
searching for and
殲滅
eliminating the Survey
および
Corps splinter
通信
groups
妨
as
害
well
を
as
継続
destroying
してまい
the
ります
existing local signal markers.
それなら
Oh,
よ
that's marvelous to hear.
そうだ
By
わ
the way,
ちょっと
I have another
アドバイ
piece
ス
of
がある
advice for you.
何でしょう
What is it?
セストファルベンからの命令
Uh,
だけ
Chet FABN has instructed me to relay this message. How do you say that? What the heck? Hold on. Let me just hear that again.
セストファルベンからの命令セストファルベンセストファルベンからの命令
Sesht? I'm guessing that's how you say it?
必要時には
You may
保
activate
険を
the
使え
last resort if necessary.
使うか否か
The decision of activating it is entirely at your discretion.
最後まで
However,
手際よく
be sure to make it
お願い
quick and clean, and remember to wrap up all those loose ends afterwards.
かなりリスキ
After
ー
all,
だから
this is an extremely risky move, and it would be very difficult to explain ourselves if we attract even the slightest bit of a suspicion.
同じ命
The
令
same
を
order has also been issued to Monkey Security. Just request an authorization transfer from them.
かしこまり
Understood.
それ
That's it. Good luck. Before the comms line is terminated, Cocoon suddenly taps the screen.
あそう
Oh,
そう
one more thing.
上の
Since the
調査
Survey
隊
Corps
に
kept pestering their superior, they've sent new reinforcements that will arrive in only a day or two. This new force is getting pretty close. Make sure you don't let them suspect a thing.
これ
Oh,
も
there we go.
みんなのおかげだ
Yeah, I feel like now we're getting closer to. Oh, look, I think next up will be a story node, since we couldn't continue. But yeah, I think we're getting close now to be fighting Blue Spear. And yeah, I'm just like thinking about it now. I feel like we're like with Blue Spear, she feels more tame than maybe some of the other, like I guess dolls that we face. I'm trying to think, because you know, like dolls like Darcher and what is that other one again? Sextons. Like yeah, they look more on the extra side of things, like with their appearance. But then Blue Spear, I feel like she feels more normal. You know, just from the appearance side of things. Having evaded the incessant pursuit of an unknown force, and you know, that's assuming that we do fight Blue Spear. I feel like she's gonna be like an enemy that we fight, like probably the final boss or something. The Survey Corps and Hyde 44 are now taking temporary refuge in an abandoned settlement that they have chanced upon. The settlement is shielded by hills to the southeast, so the dolls of Hyde 404s are currently monitoring the surrounding areas from their respective hiding spots on the other three sides. Considering the extent of damage that Michti has suffered, Kukai has paired herself up with her. Uh, these people are attacking harder and harder. Who the heck are they? Kukai, did you antagonize someone again? We didn't manage to charge our batteries back at the previous settlement because of the problematic ports. Do we even have enough auxiliary power for 3 more battles? Of course. Huh? Seriously? As long as we keep each battle under a minute. What? Then we're totally short on power. Kukai connects to the regional comms channel. Have you come up with the next step of the battle plan? The enemy has made their intentions plenty clear. They've got to be searching for us in the area. If we get surrounded... Shut up! I'm trying to think. Wow, this guy is so impressive. Here I am, dead tired, and there he is. Still perky enough to lose his temper and shout his head off. Seriously, which one of us is actually a doll? Sounds like a you problem. Michti, stay here and keep a lookout. I'll go and see what's keeping him dawdling. Kukai heads over to the building in which Dimitri is taking cover and finds him checking and rechecking a slip of paper with an unknown sequence of numbers against a map. What are you doing? Ugh. What? Please keep quiet while the first sergeant reviews the situation and looks for more clues. How long has he been at it? Since the moment we found the signboard bearing the name of this settlement. Not here. Not this either. Dimitri seems to be measuring some kind of distance on the map using his own rugged fingers. However, he eventually gives up and puts the paper away in annoyance. If you're running some kind of vector equation, you won't be able to determine the specific location without knowing the original location. Shut your trap. If you issue follow-up orders in a timely fashion, I would not be questioning you. But our supplies are limited, and judging from the current situation, if we keep running around aimlessly, our enemy will hunt us down and pick us off sooner or later. At least you're not entirely dumb. Just then, a young soldier from the Survey Corps enters through the door. Sir, we're on the position and waiting further directives. Stand by. You've already set up our defenses? Duh. You think I was just playing Sudoku while being a sitting duck? Make sure the 4 of you coordinate with our movements. You want orders, right? Well, don't just stand there. Come over here and look at this. Dimitri beckons at Kukai and gestures for her to take a closer look at the map. You see the hills in the southeast? More than 70% of our mechanical units are up there right now. I've also stationed 5 of my men there to prepare for a feint. A feint? That's right. Our enemies are hot on our heels. They'll probably come looking for us here in 3 hours. I just checked the map and the closest settlement from our current location is at least 6 hours away, and it will be very difficult for us to stay hidden while we make our way there. If we can't get a bigger head start or take out most of our pursuers in one go, they will catch up to us before we can reach the next settlement and replenish our supplies, and it'll be over for us then. You're planning to whittle down their firepower here? Exactly. To them, we're a small and poorly equipped force that can only counterattack using ambushes and guerrilla tactics. We can take advantage of that assumption. This area is smack along the only way to that settlement, with hills on one side. Anyone with half a brain can tell that this is the perfect spot for an ambush, including our pursuers. Once they confirm that we're on our way to the nearest settlement, they will immediately try to figure out where we have posted our guards to protect the traveling convoy, which will clearly be on the hills. But then aren't you playing right into their hands? You still don't get it, Tin Can. Most of our mechanical units are already damaged and don't really stand a chance in a direct confrontation. If we keep them around while we march, not only will they eat up our resource, they may also expose our movements. They can be put to much better use. As for Hyde 404, you'll be the key to the upcoming fight. As long as you can seize the opportunity and flank our pursuers from the west while they're drawn to the hills and catch them in a pincer attack, it may just be possible for us to wipe them out.
言っておくけど、
I must
その
remind
ル
you
ートか
that
ら
if
だ
you
と
move according to your
高台に
plan,
いる味方
we
に
cannot
入るの
guarantee the
できない
safety
よ
of both the mechanical units and the soldiers on the hills.
あの5人は
The
俺
five
が
men
最も信頼する
up
戦
there
友
are
だ。
led by the most
お
trusted
前なんかよ
comrade.
りよっぽど使える。
He is much smarter than you.
お前らの行
Once the
動
four
開
of
始
you
と
are
と
on
も
the
に
move, they
陽
will
動部
activate the
隊が機
droids,
体兵
auto
の
attack
自動
mode,
迎撃モー
then
ドを起
circle
動する。
around to the other side of the hill and regroup with the main force.
理想ではね、
That's just the best case
成功
scenario.
率は4
With a success rate of less
本
than
体と合流
40%,
する前に
it's highly
包囲
likely
される
that
可
they'll
能性
be
の方が
eliminated
高い。
before regrouping with the main force.
それに
Moreover,
敵兵
we're
力の
basing our
概算は
estimation of the
前
enemy
回の
force
戦い
entirely
に基づいて
on
る
our
の。
observation in our
も
previous
し前
encounter.
回の
If the enemy
130%
force
以上、
exceeds 130% of our
敵の
estimation,
数が20
that
人
is,
と
if there are 20 or
25
more
多かった場合、
soldiers
本
and
作戦の成功
25 or
率は
more automatons that we did not
25%
account
に
for,
下回る。
the success rate of this operation will drop down to 25%. What do you take us soldiers for? You think we only fight when there's a 100% chance of success? Our job is to seize the opportunity and turn the victory into reality. Under these circumstances, we'd be lucky to stand even half a chance.
覚悟ができてる
Just
から
making sure you
それでい
manage
いわ。
on your expectations.
本体はどうするの？
What about the main force? They'll be retreating with only lightweight gear to conserve their strength.
目的地は
And where are they headed? There are two destinations. The first is the closest settlement, though we can't certain whether it's still occupied or if there are enough supplies to keep us going. The other is a base station in the same general direction. If we can find and repair it, we may be able to restore external communications and contact our reinforcements.
基地局までの
How
距
far
離は
away is the base station? About the same distance to the settlement, roughly 6 hours on foot.
徒歩
On foot? We have a jeep.
Jeep.
From now on, you don't.
どういう
What do you mean? Not counting on your small jeep. Not counting your small jeep, the Survey Corps currently still has one jeep and one small military truck. To pull this plan off, we must set up a vehicle in the northwest, where the enemy is most likely to attack from, to draw their attention. At the same time, I'll have several of those scout drones buzzing around in the other directions. You've seen those things before, pretty much useless in a fight, but noisy as heck and perfect for attracting both attracting enemy attention and tipping us off. Only thing is, there's no hope of recovering the vehicle or the drones.
もう一台はど
What
うす
about
る
the other vehicle? They'll be given up to the men on the hills as their getaway to catch up with the main force.
賢明な判断
I
だ
don't
と
think
は
that's
思え
very
ないので
sensible. You just admitted that their chances of successfully regrouping with the main force are pretty slim. Why waste limited resources knowing that? What does a tin can like you know? Forging ahead despite the difficulties makes my comrade heroes. By cutting off their only chance of escape because of the difficulties that will make me a bastard. I'm sending what?
作戦の成功が最優先よ。
I'm sending them to a stage of feint, not to be cannon fodder. I simply wish to maximize the operation's chances of success. Dimitri takes a deep breath. I am the commanding officer here, and your job is to lead your Hide 404 in carrying out my orders. Isn't that clear? Don't you worry about human matters with that tin can brain of yours. Kukai decides to not argue with the stubborn Dimitri.
作戦内容は把握
Now
し
that
た
I'm aware of the general
各
plan,
自行動を
let's
始め
split
るわ
up and move desperately. I'll be off then.
30分後
Assemble in the southwest of the settlement in half an hour.
了解
Got it. Kukai fills in the other 4 to 4 members on the operation plan. After confirming the basic terrain around the settlement, they join the Survey Corps in hiding within an abandoned building in the southwestern part of the settlement. Look at the time. I'd normally be in bed by now.
ディミトリー
Would
が
those
言う
people
ような
actually take the baits like Dimitri says?
どうだろう
Hard to say. The working assumption is that we will be fighting an enemy force of the same size as what we've encountered before. If they have up their firepower, we're finished.
あ
That's
ー
true.
なるほど
Makes us Kukai. Can the guys actually be trusted?
人間たちに期
I
待
wouldn't
するよ
hedge
り
all our bets on them.
私たちで
We should
何が
focus on
できるかを
figuring out
考えた
our
方
own
が賢明よ
contingency.
それに
Still, it is certainly necessary to mount a counterattack here to give us a head start against our pursuers.
分かった
Alright, I'll do my best.
アンドリス
Indorus,
作
when
戦
the
中は
operation
車から
is
離れない
underway,
で
don't stray too far from the
物資の安全
vehicle.
が最優
We
先
must keep our supply secure.
撤退が早まったら
If we need to
連絡する
retreat ahead of schedule, I'll also call you to pick us up.
はい
No problem, Leader Kukai. The 4 dolls lapse into silence as they remain at their station. Soon after that, an ear-splitting alarm goes off in the northeast, followed by a vicious burst of gunfire. At the same time, the vehicle deployed beforehand explodes, and Dimitri's voice can be heard through the regional comms channel. Attention, all units! The enemy force is approaching. Stay low. When they enter within the attack range, our men on the hill will launch an ambush and trigger the explosives we've rigged to weaken their firepower. Hide 404 will catch them in a pincer move from behind. The rest of you, follow my command. Yeah, I feel like the plan will not go as planned. Like, I don't know. Because, you know, what I kind of notice in stories is that if they fully explain their plan in a story like this, then that means usually something will not go as planned. Like one part of it, well, you know, just to make it feel like, you know, surprising in the story. So I wonder what that is. I mean, I guess, you know, with the whole talking about the percentage of, like, succeeding, it is probably, like, lower than maybe what Dimitri would say. Or, like, I guess what Klukai would say. But then I'm gonna guess the commander is gonna come in to save the day. Just imagine that. Because, you know, like, we're supposed to be coming to Klukai and 404 pretty much. Understood. With the first gunshot fired upon the hill, up from the hill, the battle has officially begun. Oh my. Leader Klukai, the enemy is indeed lured by our men on the hills. According to intelligence we currently possess, the enemy force comprises of about 15 men, 2 heavy automatons and 5 anti-air automatons. The exact quantity of land automatons is unknown, but my preliminary estimation is about 10. Belka, Michti, we start moving once they move further southeast by another 50 meters. When attacking them from behind, Belka will focus on taking out the anti-air automatons to reduce their field of view. Michti and I will take care of the heavy and land automatons. Make sure to keep the enemy force from spotting our main force in the southeast. Understood. Alright. Enderis, stand by in this area. If enemy units come this way, detonate the explosives and throw smoke grenades to keep the main force hidden. Understood, Leader Klukai. Even though the main enemy force is thrown into disarray at first, they soon regain their footing and launch an attack on the hills using cover and their anti-air units. Klukai keeps gauging the distance between them and the enemy force. Finally, she gives the order. Execute. Order 66. I know, I just got reminded of that, with that sentence. Pod 404, word up. As the dolls enter the fray, the enemy's attack becomes noticeably hamstrung. Meanwhile, Dimitri starts directing the main force in retreating toward the target settlement. Axis Klukai, all enemy anti-air units have been eliminated. Very good. Oh boy, if you're done shooting down the little birds, get over here and give me a hand. This big guy is really bad news. Belka, back up Michti up immediately and stop the heavy automaton from getting any closer. Leave the rest to me. Alrighty, big sis, watch yourself. Timing her move carefully, Klukai detonates another set of explosives, successfully impeding the enemy's attempt to regroup. Hide 404 to the main force. We have successfully suppressed the pursuing armed force. Received. Ivan, how many men have you got left? 3, but one is badly injured and immobile. Are the aggressors notice anything off? Doesn't look like it. Their force is still focused on our side of the hills, but thanks to 404's interference, they haven't been able to make much headway. In fact, they had to send a group to go after 404 just 10 minutes ago. We prioritized taking out their drones because of the terrain and all the dust and smoke. Those bastards can barely see. They shouldn't have noticed that our main force is already gone. Seriously, hats off to you, Dima. You with your crazy tricks. Save the butt kissing for later. You've accomplished your objective. Now get out of there. Go around the hills. Copy that. 404. Keep the enemy busy for 15 more minutes. Once Ivan's group withdraws from the area, detonates all mechanical units and remaining explosives to draw the enemy's attention and seal off their route of pursuit. Take out as many of their effective units as you can while you withdraw. Pick up the pace and make sure you catch up with the main force. Keep the regional comms clear. Understood. Are we finally done? That was amazing. The plan worked unexpectedly well. We'll see about that. I just feel like, with the sentence here, everyone in the regional comms channel breathes a sigh of relief and starts to relax a little. But then suddenly, boom! A giant mech the size of a boojum, of two boojums, I don't know, will appear. Still staying close to the jeep, Andres suddenly looks to the side of in alarm. Attention! Heat signatures detected to the west. Possibly enemy reinforcements. Here we go, this is it. They may have received the enemy forces distress call and are moving ahead at full speed. There's a high chance that they will encounter our main force. What? Nani? Take whatever cover you can find right now. It's too late. The wave of dust kicked up by the enemy's reinforcements. March is already within Dimitri's view. Judging by the heat signatures, there are approximately 10 anti-air automatons and 5 heavy automatons. I cannot provide an estimate on the quantity of armed personnel. Even though everyone has prepared for the worst, the moment enemy reinforcements actually show up, their despair is still palpable through the comms channel. I mean, come on, man, we need the commander here. Please. Attention, all units. Cut out all your lights and get down to the ground. Unless ordered otherwise, do not move, attack, or make any sound. Also, the new enemy force has entered visual range. It's double the size estimated by 404. The comms channel lapses into silence. As the seconds tick by, the enemy's anti-air units are fast approaching the survey corps and will soon spot the barely hidden soldiers. No tricks or tactics will save them from the enemy's superior firepower. All the soldiers press themselves to the ground with bated breath, doing everything they can to reduce their biosigns. Yeah, so I'm just wondering if we're like just not attacking right now, but like we can still hear like the gunfire in the background. If they continue on their current route, they'll come face to face with you lot, yeah? Just in that case, we'll have to get to them to change course. Hearing Ivan's voice through the communicator, Dimitri is compelled to respond even though he just gave an order to forbid anyone from making a sound. Do not act without permission. What do you think? Rescue. Looks like our mission isn't over yet. Are you kidding me? Our rescue is still chilling gosh knows where. What? Dimitri stops abruptly mid-sentence when he realizes what his comrade is getting at. We don't know why the enemy is so heck-bent on wiping us out, but they clearly won't let us flee the battlefield and rendezvous with our reinforcements. If we show any sign of doing that, they will definitely try to stop us with all their might. Quit your yammering. Your mission right now is to regroup with the main force. Dima, let me finish this. In just a while, I will create the illusion that we've established contact with our reinforcements and are attempting to rendezvous with them. Dima, you and the others must seize the opportunity and run for it. Ooh. And you can hear like the sad music playing in the background. Man, I won't be able to distract them for long. Once they clue into the trick, they'll double back and hunt you down. Are you disobeying a direct effing order from me? Our mission is to stage a feint and assist the main force in reaching safety. This isn't a time to be a smart butt. Retreat. Do you hear me? Ivan says nothing in response to Dimitri's fury. The winds and gunfire in the yellow zone resound in the comms channel. Okay, so I guess in one part, well, I guess it's the enemies, they're still firing at us, but for us, we're just remaining silent. Dima, don't forget to find us afterwards and bring us to Moscow. This is where all our dreams began, and that is where we must return, even in death. Amid the silence, Ivan's voice sounds ghostly, almost surreal, unreal. Ivan, you stand right effing down right now. Ivan makes no answer. The mechanical units on the hills to the southeast of these settlements suddenly stop firing and start following the jeep that is speeding in the completely opposite direction. A signal flare with a bright trailing tail soaring into the night sky with no second thoughts. The amber flare flashes several times in the night sky at a certain frequency, then falls into the vast desert. This sudden development has drawn the attention of both the enemy force fighting with the settlement and the reinforcements currently en route to the settlement. The Survey Corps exposing their own route is making them doubt the authenticity of their intelligence. Dang. Leader, does that signal mean they're linking up with their reinforcements? But according to our intel, the Survey Corps reinforcements shouldn't be arriving so soon. It would appear that the intel we've previously received wasn't entirely accurate. With the stir we have been causing, the folks from the Purification Project may have sent more than one group of reinforcements. What do we do? Should we withdraw? The higher-ups told us not to expose ourselves. You idiot. The fact that the new reinforcements are showing up means that we're already exposed. We haven't even managed to secure the mission objective. So why would we withdraw now? To give the reinforcements enough time to get into position? Contact Team 5 in the settlement. Tell them to hurry up and take out those dolls. Then go after the Survey Corps and intercept them. Support Team 7. Change course immediately. Chase them down. Having received their instructions, the anti-air units pivot swiftly, ignoring the group of soldiers lying on their stomachs under the cover of the night just a short distance away. They instead head in Ivan's direction to give pursuit. Oh. Oh no. Dang, are they singing for Ivan? Because he's about to die, man. Dang, dude. It's about to get like more emotional here. I gotta go in it here, man. We're at the 50-minute limit. Next time we'll see probably Ivan's death. I don't know. I kind of want to finish it. Let's go finish it. A familiar military song accompanied by the sound of artillery fire can be heard through the Survey Corps' regional comms channel. It is a chorus of only 3 voices, but it resounds more sonorously than ever. 404, pin down the armed units within the settlements and wipe them as quickly as you can. Do not let them catch up to Ivan. Done. Dmitri clutches his fist. His voice grows hoarse and hollow. To withdraw and link up with the main force. Understood. Kukai briefly assesses the number. Whoa. Of remaining armed units within the settlement and their distance from the main force. Andres, Michti, Belka, take only your lightest gear along with Andres' big gun and withdraw immediately. Hang on, are you planning to fight them all by yourself? No way, it's too dangerous. They still have a heavy automaton left. It'll take at least 2 of us to take it down. You know what? I guess we'll end it here. Actually, it feels like I don't know why. I feel like a cutscene's about to play. Like, wasn't there a cutscene like in the live stream where they showed Kukai like fighting all the enemies or something on a motorcycle? I feel like that's gonna play, and I'd rather save that for the next video. Anyway, guys, yeah, that'll be it for now. That's game.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good